so a few of them are still formulaic, but like, when I came in, a majority of them were like, just like, look, this is what people get paid. And you basically would have to wait after a good year, because then you could call up a headhunter, call up all your buddies in the street, be like, this is what I got. Like, whoa, that makes no sense. Or, whoa, that's awesome. You're the best seat in the town, because it was discretionary.
Got it. So they were paying, the $2 million wasn't payment to you necessarily, but it was just the cost overall. So how much were they paying you based similar to like, what was it, like 120, 150, something like that?
Very similar to majority of senior buy-side roles, where you're making 200, 250 base.
Yeah.
And then if you're going to make more than that, you better like be like bringing in an actual full-on physical business, because they're like, well, you got to have like some constant cash flow here, right?
Explain the physical business aspect of it. What do you mean by that?
So for instance, my boss would manage a lot of producer deals. And because again, we were at this trade house, we were able to take credit with like private equity backed, like really crappy companies. But they're just producing crappy gas that nobody really wants and getting cash flow. So all they want to do is they just want to hedge. So they want some exotic hedge, and they want to make sure their costs are fixed.
So if you're bringing that deal into you're saying, so if you're bringing that deal
exactly. And for us to manage that, like anybody, you have to own like physical assets, and you have to like buy the gas from this. I mean, essentially on Twitter it's called shitco's. You have to buy from these shitco's, and you have to move it to the market every day. So you have to hire a scheduler. If that scheduler doesn't show up to work, we have $2 million of risk on the day. So somebody else in the office better do it.
Yeah.
So like once you take all of those responsibilities, they're willing to give you a bit more of a bit higher base and stuff like that.
Makes sense.
To be more on par with like the head desk head at a bank or a large oil and gas company.
Did you bring any of that business, or were you just really more just a prop kind of lone gun?
I was really more like a prop guy, but I did do some of that stuff when I was at the oil and gas company. So like I would go and be like the guy who, when the private equity guy wants to really, and again, it's not like the investment guys. It's more like the operational people, right?